My name is Carl Taylor, and this is my video discussion for Project Management 691. And my discussion is mainly about time management. One of my favorite articles was by Duncan Hughie, and it was the 6 time management tips for project managers. And the favorite thing I loved about it was he said, to be a successful project manager, you need to be able to manage your time well. That is something that in my own job it's very hard to do because I'm always constantly throwing fires out, or I should say putting fires out as the day goes on, because I'm in charge of maintenance for a building and I have 125 employees, and it's just absolutely crazy all the time. My overview on the project management includes if the time management is planning, managing, and controlling the project schedule. The project manager and the project team have to work together to develop and plan the work. Then they manage the project and they control the outcome of the project in various situations that occur. My problem statement was you have to compare and plan the project. You plan the schedule management, how you plan it, you manage it, and you control the project. Who will be involved in what processes and procedures are used to create the project and the schedule. You do advanced planning, managing your schedule, and environmental variances. For instance, for mine, we're in the middle of remodeling the building, and it's a capital expense. We had to do the budget a year out in advance for the lighting fixtures, and we've done grants to get new lights put in. We're having to replace the ceiling tiles because the building's 40 years old and they just need to be done, and we're also having to redo the roof. It's been a major undertaking, and then plus, on top of all that, the building has settled 2.5 inches, and so we're having to have it mud jacked, and then we're going to have to repaint and fix walls. It's quite an undertaking. The second part of it is you need to measure your time and variances. You've got to determine your activities, which need to be completed for success. You have to sequence the activities to complete the project. Like, for instance, we had to have building permits. We've had to deal with the insurance people because they were going to help us on some of it. The same way with the grants, it takes time to put them together and have all the money exchange hands, and we had to meet a certain part of it, and then the rest of it's coming from the electrical company. And so overall, you have to create a to-do list to kind of get it all organized, and that's what we did. Then your outcomes, you have to analyze it and think about which will have a new, up-to-date, modern building, which will be complete. Hopefully it will be much more easier to maintain since we're going to have new walls and new paint, which we haven't had new paint in 15 years. So I say use the critical chain method because then you can see if the project is on scope with time, budget, money, etc. The recommendations, I use the critical chain method because it paints a realistic picture of the scope, time, and budgeting constraints. Also, it helps because it kind of gives you the leeway, so if you start as late as possible, then you can ensure that the quality is met. That's really good for a manufacturing thing, which I also feel it's good for the interior of the building because we want things to be nice and quality because we don't remodel every day. We don't want our carpet screwed up, which we're going to do carpet eventually too. But, you think about it. If it's messed up, then we have to live with it for several years. So, we want the quality to be met and to kind of to avoid the delays, trying to keep things in line. It's very hard, especially with construction and contractors and trying to find the right ones and people that will go with our schedule, because since we have so many employees, we don't want the carpet being laid while we're in the middle of major work, so we're kind of trying to do that over the holidays and things, just so that the people aren't on it, and the painting too. We're trying to do that. So my main thing, to sum it all up, is when a project manager uses their time, their resources, and their abilities to the best interest of the team, the project will ultimately be done on time. It hopefully will be finished within budget, which depending on the constraints and stuff, and then there's a good quality at the end, and that's what you really want. All of those things together add up good value for the stakeholders, and aren't we in business to make money and make a profit? And that is it. Thank you very much.